And that's dependent upon you members. It's not dependent upon the president. It's not dependent upon the executive director. It's dependent upon all of you out there who are members of the association.
Hey, it's Markin, and we are on the last day here at the 2019 Annual NACADA Conference in Louisville, Kentucky. And I get the privilege and honor to be here with Charlie Nutt, the Executive Director of NACADA. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Splendid that you're here, and I get to sit next to you. So I know that you have a busy schedule even after this. So 2 questions. With the conference winding down, what are some highlights for you from this conference?
Okay. I think there's probably too many highlights to notice or to be able to note. First of all, Tyrone Howard and his phenomenal keynote speech. I think he said things that needed to be said. I think he said things that made us all think, that made us all realize that it's our obligation to always be sure that students are treated fairly and students are treated in a way that makes them all feel successful. I loved his whole concept of being sure students know they belong, but even more importantly was the whole concept of micro-affirmations and how if we can focus on micro-affirmations every single day, we are less likely to have microaggressions occur. It's been very exciting to see the sessions, to see the excitement, but I really do think one of the things that always excites me about all the conferences, but in some ways this one has seemed even more so, has been the real culture of family and the culture of we are all part of the same group. We're also part of the same family of folks who are here because we love students, but even more so that we love our association. I think we all go to meetings, we all go to associations that we simply go to sessions and we leave, and that's kind of it. Here it's a seeing each other, hugging each other, being a part of that NACADA family is so important to what we do and what we look at. So those are kind of my highlights, Matt.
Well, I would 100% agree with all of that. So with attendees being here, going to all these sessions, getting all this knowledge, information, and getting to network and meet others, what are some takeaways that you hope attendees get out of this conference, and what can they do when they go back to their institutions?
I think there's 3 things. Number 1, of course, take back to your institutions what you've learned. For so many campuses, people come to conferences and they've got notes and folders and all of these things they've gotten, and then the world hits. All the emails you didn't answer were there, all the students you didn't see are there, all the phone calls you needed to return are there. Go back and really think about what are just 3 things that you can implement. And then I'm so serious about this, and that is someone on your campus recommended or approved for you to be here. Write that person a note. Don't email. Go back to the old-fashioned pen to paper. Write that person a note thanking them for allowing you to come and saying to them, here are 3 things I learned that could really improve the student experience on our campus for our students to know they belong and that they're going to be successful. And then the very last piece is take the NACADA family home. All of those people on your campus who are not part of this family, you want to bring them into this family. It's member to member that helps our association become stronger. So go back and encourage folks to get involved. Take them with you to a state meeting. Take them with you to a region meeting. Bring them to Puerto Rico next year. Take them to Greece for our international conference. But it's only through your work on your own campuses that's going to keep NACADA growing and expanding for the next 40 years. This is our 40th year anniversary, and I'm very excited about that. But I'm really looking at where do we want to be in 40 years, and that's dependent upon you members. It's not dependent upon the president. It's not dependent upon the executive director. It's dependent upon all of you out there who are members of the association. You really matter. You belong. You're part of this family, and I just encourage you to take that to heart.
Wonderful advice. And you talk about NACADA family. I don't know if I ever told you my Casey Self story. So 2015, I co-presented with my now boss, Ed Mendoza, which shout out to him for letting me attend the conference. Thank you. But we did a poster session, and for Vegas, they had a Twitter competition to promote your session, and we happened to win that one, the most creative tweet, and we won lunch with Casey. Now, being a newer member, I didn't know who Casey was at the time, but having lunch with him, found out past president, everything that he's done within the organization, and he told me, if you ever need anything, let him know. So a couple years go by, I'm on the steering committee for our California Collaborative Conference, and we were looking for a keynote speaker, and we couldn't decide on one. So I brought up Casey's name, and they said, well, can you go and reach out to him? Didn't know if he still knew who I was. Sent him an email and said, I don't know if you remember me, but would you be interested in being our keynote speaker? He said, of course I remember you, and yes, I'll do it. When is it? So I give him the dates, and then he tells me that he has some other commitments, but to give him a day, he ended up rearranging a schedule to be the keynote speaker for our California Collaborative. So he kept his word, and he's been an amazing person, a mentor as well. And so NACADA family is for sure a thing here in this organization. And I know you have a busy schedule, so we'll let you get back to it. But Charlie, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.